Welcome back to TAMBAAAY TV. I am your host, Bale Fajardo.
And I'm Ali Peak. What's up, guys?
And I'm Willie, and I had pizza for dinner. Thank you for asking, even if you didn't ask.
That's better. That's better. What's up, boys? How is the
What up?
quarantine? I was thinking of intros, bro, and I thought, because when we used to perform as a band, and it's like a big crowd, we would have like a huddle. We would huddle. The band, us four, would
Mhm.
huddle, and we'd say like a little prayer, and then we go game time, hoop. Feeling like it's a basketball
Chicago,
game.
Chicago Bulls, yeah, Chicago
Yeah, yeah,
Bulls.
but like you guys, do you guys ever have like an intro when you start a big game or whatever,
Uh,
or like a
well,
huddle?
on
Who
the
says something?
yeah, usually it's
We
the team
huddled.
captain that says something.
We huddled.
We'd huddle.
Yeah.
The team captain will give a little speech.
Okay.
Depending on the magnitude of the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much the constant around every team.
Most memorable one. The most memorable one. That you guys have.
Most
I'll give you guys a
memorable one.
sample. Like for example, with us, it was we were playing Pop SummerSlam. It was fucking. I think maybe
Mhm.
the biggest crowd we've played to. Maybe like a 2,000 strong or whatever the fuck it was. It was like the whole field. It was the whole of UP. The UP Sunken Garden.
Mhm.
That shit was full, and we were backstage. Just thinking about it makes my fucking hands cold. And we're up next, so we're all huddled, and I'm like, I said I had to lead because frontman and all that. So I had a
Right.
we said a prayer. I'm like, let's rock this shit, and then we did the 1, 2, 3, poop, and then we get on fucking stage. Do you guys have any experience or any memorable big games?
I have my experience is when I first played for Alaska,
Uh-huh.
my first year, and this is a time when there was just this blockbuster trade, and there were a lot of Alaska fans that were pissed off about it.
Was it
So
Johnny?
yeah, Johnny Abrientos, Pochwinyo, and no, Johnny Abrientos and Pochwinyo going over to
Yeah, I think
Pop
Alaska lost. I think Alaska lost that trade.
What?
No. Go ahead, continue.
Let me finish, goddammit. Right? So fuck, man. So we it was me and John Ordonio, right? So we go over to Alaska, but there were also a lot of other changes. Bong Hawkins asked to be traded, so I was looking forward to playing with him. But anyway, it was a brand new team, but you had some of the guys that had won all these championships with the those Alaska days that were still there, and some of them were upset because they weren't playing as much as the new guys.
Oh,
And so
Namely
James Barker
who?
was,
Who?
well, for
No,
one,
don't answer that. I don't want you to get in trouble.
it's over and done with, man. And you asked the goddamn question. I mean, I'm trying to talk, and you
Changed my mind.
You know what you're like, man? You're like a goddamn breaker in the waves, man. Like you can't just let the waves ebb and flow. You're like those ruins, those boats that fucking crashed. And they just
Sorry about Ali. He's all talking about fucking waves.
Did Ali just
so
compare
damn
me to a
heavy.
sunken boat?
And people just don't want to freaking, they don't want to pay any money to move it. Good night, Simon. Sorry for all the questions.
Finish a fucking story, bro, and then
Hey, I want to finish my story, but I keep getting, it. See, I'm not even here. Let me just take this down. Good. Look.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay, so James Walkvest he's like one of the he's a co-team captain.
Okay.
And we came up with sort of like what the Bulls said, are you ready? Are you ready? What? Are you ready? And then what time is it? Game time. Huh, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But you can hear some of the veterans in the back just kind of mocking it.
Really?
Like,
but aren't they part of the?
So James would be like, but see, James would have this narrative that would last like for fucking like almost 1 minute. Like he would give you a summary. It was like watching a fucking episode of a TV series, right? Now, last game, guys, we were down by 5. We don't want to be like that coming in this game because we're going to be focused. And besides, we're on a 5-game winning streak, so we gotta be focused, guys. Are you ready?
Awesome?
Yeah. Are you ready? Yeah. It's like, but in the background, you hear the guys that have been there, the guys that have been there playing with Johnny and Bong and Paul, you can hear them in the back going, yeah. CK, go. And like the way
mockingly.
The way they're doing it, they're just fucking with us. So it's like I wasn't even tripping off. I thought it was hilarious. So I remember pulling Don out to the side, and I'm like, "Hey Don, do you hear some of those guys in the background?" And he just starts busting up, and we're just dying, we're laughing because that shit is kind of funny. It is funny.
It is. But my question is, why are they in the back? Why are they in the back?
That was the only one. Huh? What? I think it's kind of corny, to be honest with you. I think it's corny. It's just like if you need all that bullshit to get yourself going, then you might as well not just step out. You might as well not step out there.
Fuck that! I love it. It's like
I've always looked at it.
I never got pumped up by that stuff.
You don't get pumped up by that, Willie?
No. I think it's corny. I think.
I think. Okay, go ahead, Pete. Go ahead.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of team building. I've never liked.
I hate team building.
What's wrong with you guys? What the fuck?
There have been a few team buildings that I really enjoyed because it was out of the ordinary. I give credit to Coach Chet Reyes for doing that. He made it interesting. People can say what they want to say about Coach Chet Reyes, but he gets it. He gets it from a player to coach relationship. He really does, and that's part of the reason why he's so successful.
But why is it corny though, Willie? Why do you find it corny, man?
All of the long pregame speeches.
Yeah.
Because I always felt that if you're not intrinsically motivated to go out here and do your job and give your best, which you're supposed to be doing every single game, then you don't even need to be playing a sport.
No, but then the speech doesn't lessen that. Does it lessen it? Or for me, it enhances it, right?
Nah, for me, it never did because, first of all, to me, basketball is not like football. Football, you need to psych yourself up to go out there because you're going to be running 100 miles an hour, banging your head into somebody else. And that takes some type of crazy. Mm-hmm. Basketball is a mixture of that, but not all the way, but it's controlled. Everything is controlled because you can't just go all out and just put your whole force onto somebody or else Ali would have been throwing guys into the stands. So there has to be some kind of control. Now imagine you get Ali amped up like that to where he's like shaking and he can't control his movements and he's like this, and then what are you going to have? He's going to be, shooting hook shots and, against the backboard. And I mean, it's just not going to work. So yeah, or that. So, what's happening in basketball more often than amping guys up, it's calming guys down.
I get it.
It's calming guys' nerves, and you have this saying, Ali's probably heard this. It's gigil.
Gigil. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're removing the gigil because that's what happens. Guys are amped up. Now, I can go back to college when that would happen, like because I played on some championship teams, and I was
gonna say that.
And
I've
never. This was
team, right?
late '90s, early 2000s. I've never played in a stadium, arena, coliseum more packed than it was when I was in college. Never.
Yeah.
So packed, so crowded, you could not hear your teammate next to you on the court. The court was shaking. That's how packed it was.
Which court?
Like imagine you're on the court. Imagine,
no. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Imagine being on the court, right?
Yeah.
And it feels like it's an earthquake.
Yep.
like literally.
I've
You can feel the
experienced.
court like shaking.
I tell you what, Willie, man. Like, you know, I played Division I basketball in the States, and it was when I look at, I would have loved to play college basketball out here. Like,
Yeah, bro. College
I
ball
don't
here
think it would have really mattered. I don't think it would have really mattered which school I played for, whether it was in the NCAA or the UAP.
Just to experience it, right?
Just to experience that, and just to see the student body and everyone, you know, everyone from that school, the alumni, come out and support you like that, and then the bands playing,
the drums, man.
the drum. I mean, I experienced that by going to your games. I went to your games because Don Aliato was also a Green Archer, right? So he would invite me to the games. I go watch you guys play. And then when I coached later on, when I coached in the NCAA a few years ago, seeing that type of support in that arena, man, I was like, damn, I would have loved it. I would have really cherished that. I mean, you don't forget those types of things. I don't think.
No,
I mean,
no.
dude,
Like I've forgotten the minuscule details. I've forgotten like segments of the games. I've forgotten, but the feeling.
Yeah.
The feeling I've never forgotten. I mean, call outs during game one, before game one.
Yeah.
Man, it's just, I mean, like my hairs just stand up. And it's
how about the groupies, man? Like, how much ass did you get?
Dude,
like, how much?
I gotta. Let
me ask that question again. Let me ask that question again. How much ass was thrown at you? Okay, I think that's a simple question.
There was a lot.
There was a lot. Like, how many in one night?
Instance. Give us an instance, Willie. Like a quick story of like how crazy.
In one night.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say orgies, but I would say groups. It was in groups.
Like how would they propose that shit?
Well, my number would just end up with different people. My cell phone number would end up with different people, and then I would begin descriptions and stuff like that. Obviously, this was before there was, before there was Viber and any of that. So everything was through text. It was a different time. Obviously,
cell phones were barely colored, right?
Yes, and keep in mind, the Philippines was a lot more conservative at that time.
Yeah. No, but
so what more for these guys now?
It's probably amazing.
Just so people have a fucking idea, when I watched, because I've never really watched it live on court, the college games, except when I was working for Philip Morris already. I was SM Arena was when SM Arena was new. It was my responsibility. MOA, yeah. I built all the smoking lounges there. That was my project. Nice. So all the smoking lounges. You remember the smoking lounges there? Those were my babies. Anyway, so just so you know, the capacity of SM Arena at full capacity, seating capacity, is 14,000.
Okay.
I attended one Ateneo LaSalle game because I had to be there, because it's my job and I needed to see people, etc., etc.
Sure.
We owned a skybox too. We owned 2 skyboxes. Remember? Have you ever been to the skyboxes there?
I one time.
We owned 2 of those, bro. So every show, anyway. So for that specific time, it got so crazy. You know what? 14,000. Take note. 14,000 max seating capacity. That time I was there, it was 16,500. Where the fuck did you fit 2,500 people without seats? It was so. When you say that it's shaking, I could relate because I was there.
Yeah.
I had an all access pass, so I was going up to checking people in the skybox, saying hi, hello, and then going back down to the floor. It was just so packed. It's the most packed I've ever experienced SM Arena in my whole fucking life. So
those college games helped me till this day. How it helped me learn how to compartmentalize, because when you have you're a teenager playing in a game like this, wherein you have opposing fans shouting at you, "Fuck you!" and me at the time, I'm the darkest guy on the court. So
what do you mean?
They just have so much nigger and fucking
like complexion wise.
Complexion wise. So basically ammo. they can say whatever the fuck they want.
yeah.
You know, no holds barred. So I mean, I'm trying to stay focused amidst all of that chaos. It's just it taught me how to compartmentalize and just like zero in on the task at hand, and it helped me throughout my professional
What
career on
was the
what's
pressure
that?
more intense when you were in college than you were in the PBA? I'm sure, right?
Uh, it's a different kind of pressure because in the PBA, I mean, we're talking about I'm getting paid to do this,
Yeah, but then see that's the thing. You're
right?
already paid. Whatever, win or lose, you get
But
paid.
but yeah, but you can lose your job at the end of your contract, and then there's always guys coming in trying to take your job.
That's
So
true.
that's the professional level. Now imagine you have how many rounds in the PBA draft? Well, let's just say two rounds. So
Mm-hmm.
that's 24 players, 2 players
Uh-huh.
per team, coming in to try to take somebody's spot,
Yeah.
not including free agents. So with regards to the college game, um, I just think that you're just so much less mature,
Mm-hmm.
and so your whole outlook and your perspective on what's going on is different because you have number one, you have your coaches, number two, you have alumni that are talking to you, number three, you have this your schoolmates, your classmates, the casual fans, and
Uh-huh.
and they're all coming at you from different directions,
Yeah.
promising you this, promising you that.
Yeah.
If we need to win, don't lose, and so these are the people putting pressure on you.
Uh-huh. Were you teammates with
So
Yo? Were
I
you
was
part
teammates
of
with
that?
Joseph for about I think 2 years.
Answer me this: is it true that they fucking threw some games?
I can't say. I honestly don't know.
You don't
That's
know.
that's something that's actually Bale. That's something that
You're not supposed to talk about.
It's very taboo. Very
that's
taboo.
a very sensitive topic. Very
Yeah.
sensitive topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Go
I'm
go
gonna
go.
just
Because that fucker used to
refill my
brag. I
glass.
mean, it's all as you said, Ali. It's all over and done with. But he would brag that he would get paid fucking to not score for the first three
Well, I mean,
quarters.
the thing is, it's kind of difficult because I mean, Joseph, is a friend of mine, and
He's
whether
cool
I
too.
I don't
I get it.
that
I get it. I'll shut up.
that
I'll
yeah,
shut
that
up.
type of stuff, man. That shit goes on. It goes on in the NCAA. It goes on in UAP, and it
Goes
also
on in the
happens.
pros.
It goes on
Goes
in
on in the
pros.
pros. And
It's
PBL, PBA, it goes on.
it's one of those. It's one of those things. It's like one of those
Sensitive shit.
unspoken,
Yeah.
um, common
Taboos.
knowledge type shit, man.
It's
Yeah.
It's
unfortunate,
not. I
man,
don't
because
condone it. I don't condone it. I
oh hell
just
no, you
at
of
the end
course
of the
you don't.
day, man, you're gonna have to face yourself at some point in the mirror and say to yourself, like some people, it may just roll over their shoulder like nothing. Some people, like I honestly believe, for some players,
Mm-hmm.
it's a matter of it really. I'm sure you can agree with me
Mm-hmm.
and all the points I made. Some players, it's a matter of life and death, like survival, because that's just been their mentality ever since. You take a kid straight out from the province that has nothing, comes
Exactly.
from nothing.
Yeah.
His family saying, "Hey, listen, by any means, we need to survive.
We need to earn.
You are
Earn,
our
you mean?
only
Yeah.
hope."
Earn.
I can understand that. But then you got and I call the other ones, these motherfuckers that are just kind of like, look, man, you're not just fucking with your money, you're also fucking with
You're
my money.
fucking with my money
Yeah.
What do you mean you're
All
fucking
because
with
you
my
want
money?
to have fun.
What do you mean by?
because we get bonuses. We
We
get
get bonuses.
bonuses.
We have incentives in our contract. We're out there busting our ass trying to win, and then you're over here
Ah.
screwing it up for us all because you have your little vested interest. Especially when you got the ball in your hand, the last few
There
seconds.
was, I'll
That's
tell you a
shit,
story.
man.
Pete, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been offered
That was my next question. Thank you, Willie.
No, I've never been offered, and I
Same here.
understand why, because I didn't have the skill set that
to
guys
control
who
the
are being
game?
offered have. I don't have that skill set. Plus, my position, I play a different position where I don't have the ball in my hands most of the game. So I can't. There's no way I can control the game from
That's
that
the same.
standpoint. You can't. You can't do it.
Hey,
That's why
hey,
most of these people that get involved are guards
Because
Yeah.
they
because they
control
got
the
the ball in
tempo.
their hand most of the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, let me segue really quick. I
Go,
just want to throw this out there. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
go. We
But
can change. We can switch gears.
this is really quick. Tarverus Jackson just passed away.
Who?
Who's that?
Tarverus Jackson. He used to play quarterback for the Seahawks. He died. He was only 36 years old. Died in a car crash. This has nothing to do. I was a huge fan of his when he was playing in the NFL. He was one of those dual threat quarterbacks. So yeah, that's sad news. But anyway,
Do you
I
know
just wanted
Molly?
to throw that in there.
No, I don't. I apologize. I don't know who he is.
Yeah,
Played for
well,
the
rest in
Vikings too, I
peace.
think.
That's what.
Yeah, rest in
that's
peace,
tragic,
Tarverus
man.
Jackson.
It's tragic.
Did you
Wow.
read that just now? That was a second.
Yeah, just now.
Another
Just now.
professional athlete gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2020, man. It's hitting hard.
2020 has been a very, very shaky year.
Hitting
Yeah.
hard.
It's like.
Very shaky year.
Didn't the Mayans have this in their calendar? The 2020.
No, it was 2012.
2012. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck it. Then let's geek it up. From there, let's geek it up. Ali, you want to go first?
do it.
You want to go first
man.
with the news?
Okay, let's. Okay, so we're gonna get we're gonna talk about it's been all over all over YouTube.
Okay.
A few hours ago about how the X-Men are going to be introduced into the MCU. We've had our different theories. Of course, we've watched other YouTube videos, but what we're doing is we're not just taking their idea completely, but we're also taking some of their ideas, and then we have our own opinions, our own predictions of how they're going to do this. So we're just playing around with it. But the main one is Cyclops, Scott Summers. But before we get into that, Bale, what I want to do is I want to play this clip.
Yeah, I'll do it. Do you want to do it? I'll do it.
You go ahead and do it. This is really interesting because we never saw this. This is from.
We never saw this. I never saw this.
Yeah.
It's a deleted post-credit
it was
scene.
deleted.
It was a deleted post-credit scene of Nick Fury introducing himself to Iron Man.
Yeah, the end of Iron Man 1.
We saw that introduction, but it was a different conversation.
Yeah.
He was basically trying to recruit him.
Am Iron Man.
This one is very, very interesting.
Yeah.
And let's just go ahead and play that. Let's do it right now.
And this is our first time doing screen share, okay? So you guys
you
guys be gentle if I don't do this right, man. Wait, share. Wait, let's rewind.
And one that Marvel Studios.
Oh, not bad.
There we go.
You guys see
There
it?
we go.
Right.
Well, okay. Let's give a shout out. We got to give a shout out to Everything Always. All
Everything
right.
Always. That's where we.
Everything Always. We appreciate your help here. We are fans. We love your content. But we just thought that this beginning here was very interesting, and this particular episode of his was very interesting. But again,
but
we're going to come up with our own ideas here. We're going to come up with our own.
I really want to share this because this is. I was like blown away when what? How can I not have seen this before? Maybe I don't even know where they included this. Anyway, fuck it. Let's play it first. Hope it works. Go.
As if gamma accidents, radioactive bug bites, and assorted mutants weren't enough.
Wait, can we pause that first? He said, "Fucking radio." What did he first say?
Radioactive spiders,
gamma rays, and what was the mutants? That's something.
So radioactive spider bites,
bug bites, and assorted mutants weren't enough.
Assorted mutants.
I have to deal with a spoiled brat who doesn't play well with others and wants to keep all his toys to himself.
Who the hell are you?
Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative.
Well, what are we avenging?
Whatever the hell we want.
What's going on, guys?
I like that.
Yeah. But dude, I mean, he broke it. He broke down. Well, I'll stop the share, okay?
Yeah.
He broke down fucking everything. He said radioactive spiders and gamma infested. What was it? Gamma infested. Something, and then
gamma
radiation.
And
something like that.
Something
and
mutants. He just okay. Just so everyone understands, those three properties as of this time belong to someone else. Spider-Man
Right.
is with Sony. The Incredible Hulk is also with is it Sony? Universal? Universal. And the mutants were
We're talking
all,
about like when Edward Norton was still there doing it.
Yeah.
yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it was a special deal with Universal. Is it Universal, Ali? I think.
Well, no, I mean, well, wait a minute, because was it? We're not sure because remember, we in the post-credit scene, we see Tony Stark and
Yeah.
and what's his name? Is it Moss? What's no? Red Hulk, the guy who
Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah, Ross. I said Moss. Ross.
Thunderbolt
Remember?
Ross. Yeah.
Yeah, you go Stark. Remember that?
Yeah, but that was
Or
like
the-
their announcement back in the day when we don't
Yeah.
get the news as
I
much.
remember seeing that, and I remember being so pumped when I I was like, oh shit,
It's
Avengers.
Universal. I just checked. It's Universal.
Oh, Universal. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So back in
Okay.
the day, so just to be clear, Spider-Man with Sony, Incredible Hulk with Universal, and
Mhm.
X-Men at this time before the purchase, which happened late last year, belonged to Fox. So
Mhm.
I mean, but the script writers didn't know this, so they even shot this fucking, it's like almost prophetic in that one day, you will all come back under the umbrella of what is Marvel. Because
Mhm.
why what so people would ask, so how come different studios own these properties at the time? Because in the early 2000s, Marvel Comics was going bankrupt, so to stay afloat they had to sell the rights of characters to studios. That's why X-Men ended up where it is. Blade ended up with New Line Cinema, and then
Mhm.
and then they launched the MCU in 2008. But then now that everything's like huge, the MCU is huge, they're buying back their shit. They tried with the Eternals. That shit didn't. Is it the No. Inhumans, sorry. The Inhumans to replace the fucking mutants. That shit didn't work. Did you watch?
Yeah,
that
that shit.
Did you
I
guys
saw
watch
like
that?
3 episodes.
Didn't finish it,
No, I couldn't get into it.
right? Ali, did you even try? I didn't try.
No, I didn't even try.
I'm boycotting this shit. So that's why that fucking scene is just wow. They had
What's
that.
what's the head of the Inhumans? The dude that doesn't talk because he's
Black
gonna kill
Bolt.
everybody. Yeah, Black
Black
Bolt.
Bolt.
He's supposed to be coming back. At some point.
Black Bolt is also part of the Illuminati, so we'll see that. But I don't really want to do the Inhumans anymore. Come on, man. We have the mutants back. Fuck the Inhumans, bro. Let's get the mutants back. So how about I didn't get to the part where Cyclops was like talked about. Ali, can you talk about that?
Well, yeah, sure. Well, again, the portals of how they're going to go about this. I just kind of wrote some stuff down right now, but
Go.
the scientist or the astrophysicist,
Yeah.
the Avengers,
Solvik.
Thor. What's his name? The
Solvik.
actor.
Oh, the actor? Oh fuck, I remember his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the one of the entryways is through the Starjammers,
Okay.
Corsair Starjammers, right? It'll be
And,
a great.
and who else? Okay, yeah. You're gonna have to expound on that for me.
Corsair is the father of
Cyclops.
Scott Summers and his brother Havoc,
Alex
right?
Summers.
Alex Summers. But they also have another son. I mean, there's a younger brother and Corsair's son, who was he's a bad guy. He's part of this collection of alien species, cultures, and worlds that are sort of like the Kree and the Skrulls.
And the Skrulls.
Okay, so all right, this is my own theory now.
Okay, go.
Because the MCU is expanding way out deep into the universe, right?
Okay.
Way out into the universe. This would be a perfect way. And remember what Kevin Feige said. He's going to introduce mutants that we didn't get a chance to see so much of, if not at all, in the previous movies. So this is where this can happen. So what I'm thinking, based on some of the information I've taken in, possibly you're going to introduce Alex and Scott, no question. Well, more so Scott than anything. Cyclops, because so many people know who Cyclops. I would like to see more. I would like to see a lot more of Havoc. But and also, what about the brother? Okay, and
What's
the
other
brother,
Summers?
huh? Vulcan.
Vulcan. Yeah.
Vulcan. Now we're talking about a mutant that they label him as an Omega
level.
Omega level.
Omega level means power, like very very
Top
powerful.
of the food chain.
This guy is so powerful that he defeated Adam Warlock, and now that's where connections can start. Adam Warlock. I don't know if we're going to see Adam Warlock. I would love to see Adam Warlock be introduced.
He should be.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
He should be. The next Guardians.
Who knows? But again, going further out into the universe, right, because of Guardians of the Galaxy and Thanos and all that stuff, why wouldn't they do that with introducing the father, Corsair, Summers of the Starjammers?
Right.
Plus, we get the Starjammers. Give us the fucking Starjammers.
And you get the Starjammers. And then that can lead to so many other stories. Look, you think about the multiverse, and going back to the video that we saw, that he talks about that. I don't know what the guy's name is, but he talks about that, how in the dark world, the multiverse could have possibly been, and I like that point too. It could have been introduced possibly in the dark world of Thor because of Jane Foster discovering the ether. Right?
Yeah.
The reality
stone. Doesn't she like kind of bind with it?
Yeah, for a time.
Right. And then, and then he also brings up the scientist writing on the chalkboard.
Yeah, Eric Solvik.
Earth 616. That's crazy. Like, there's Asgard, but then there's Midgard, which is Earth, planet Earth, right? Yeah. That's crazy. I had no idea. And that just makes me even more excited about this whole thing. But I know I'm a little bit all over the place, but I would love to see.
You're excited.
I would love to see Corsair Summers. I'd love to see him, his two sons that we know.
Yeah.
But then also introduce Vulcan. Why not?
Not yet. Because Vulcan.
Okay. All right. It's all coming back to me. Hold on one sec. Okay. So remember what we saw in Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Yeah.
The post-credit scene. There were two post-credit scenes. The second one was of Nick Fury up in a spaceship with the Skrulls.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, my shoes.
Now,
where my shoes at?
We're talking about
Captain Marvel?
No. It was Nick Fury.
It was Nick Fury.
He was sunbathing, virtually sunbathing.
He was virtually sunbathing, and he's like, "Where are my shoes?" And when he was walking through
everybody get back to work.
No, I remember that. But isn't that a post credit for Captain Marvel, not Far From Home?
No, that's Far From Home.
That's Far From Home.
Far From Home.
So again, you're talking about the Kree. Who were at war? Who's at war with
the Skrulls?
With the Shi'ar. The Shi'ar. Shi'ar.
The Shi'ar is Frodo.
Lord of the Rings, right? Vulcan, okay? And that can possibly introduce, because we've already seen the Kree. We've seen the Kree through Guardians of the Galaxy. We've seen the Kree through Captain Marvel.
We've also seen the Skrulls.
And then we've also seen the Skrulls.
Yeah.
Why not Vulcan and the Shi'ar?
I mean, if we're doing the Shi'ar, I'd rather we go with Lilandra first. Do you know who Lilandra is? They kind of in the comics, that is the introduction of. Well, they kind of touch up on it in Dark Phoenix the movie, but both Dark Phoenix movies, fuck those. Okay.
Fuck Dark. No.
Lilandra is like the quote unquote soulmate of Professor X, who comes back to Earth because Charles is. Just to give you an example, Charles is an Omega level mutant. That is Omega level. Jean Grey is Omega level.
Right.
Scarlet Witch is Omega level mutant, and I think Magneto is borderline Omega level, but there's only like less than 10 Omega level mutants. So the thing is, if you're doing the Shi'ar, wait, I'll show the pictures while I'm talking. The Shi'ar is when they start going Shi'ar Empire. That's when they start going cosmic. Are you looking it up, Ali? Also,
I'm looking at what's how do you Delantra? How do you spell
just put
that?
Shi'ar Marvel. That's what I put. So
Yeah, I looked that up.
she's the one with the silver body and like flowy.
Hmm.
And Guardian is the one in red. The red Guardian is the one on the left. If you guys want
Hmm.
to check out the old X-Men cartoons, it kind of covers the comics pretty well.
I used to watch those
Yeah. That's
way
something I
back in the
watch
day.
periodically too, because they got it
Yeah,
the
There's a
closest.
lot of
Jubilee and
characters
all
here. There's a
those.
lot of characters here in the Shi'ar.
Yeah. She's the one in the hood, in the silver
Hmm.
outfit. That's
Yeah, look
Elandra.
at that right now. Yeah.
She's the one who gets in touch with Charles, and that's when
Hmm.
So again, coming from the cosmic, you could bring the cos from that part of introduce that
Yeah.
in Guardians of the
Yeah.
Galaxy or whatever it is, whatever have you, and bring that shit here. Because I remember Vulcan is not so loved in the Marvel universe in the comics. I remember when he was introduced in. Wait, let me look up which comic book. I remember Mark Silvestri, one of my favorite artists, also when he was handed the reins of X-Men again. I think he's the one who did because Mark Silvestri owns Top Cow, his own studio, and he's the one who produced Witchblade, The Darkness. I don't know if you've heard of these properties before, but then he used to work for Marvel, and then he came up with his own studio. But then Marvel, since he's a superstar artist, they gave him back to X-Men. Do another run with X-Men. That's when Vulcan got introduced. I'm trying to remember.
So Vulcan wasn't well received by the fans.
No. I remember because he was like, "What? Another Summers kid?" I remember what storyline. I'm trying to remember the storyline he was in.
But knowing the MCU, they can really spin that.
Oh yeah. They can own that.
Yeah, they
Really
be
make it
changing
different.
everything.
And then what I also like is that the MCU, they're not. I mean, can you imagine if the Russo brothers direct? Can you imagine if the Russo brothers
Oh
they
man,
put this
we
shit
gotta
together?
we gotta let them go though. The Russo brothers are done with it. After Infinity War, they're free from their contract, just like a basketball
Fun,
player.
Yeah.
Fun-
Well, fuck. Come on, man. Wouldn't you love to see them do something again?
Yeah.
Jesus, my God.
Hey, fun fact, talking about the Spider-Man end credit scenes.
Go.
So I think it was the first scene wherein Mysterio puts out the video
Yeah.
of Spider-Man. So Spider-Man was standing on top of the lamppost, and then
What?
it kind of cuts away to a building, right? It cuts away to the old Avengers building or the Stark Tower.
Stark Tower.
Apparently on the sign it says we're excited to bring you 1, 2, 3, and then the 4 is blank. So
What?
they say
Let me
it's
look that up.
kind of an
Ooh, I like that.
Hey, good job.
it's an
Nice.
Easter egg. It's an Easter egg to the Fantastic
Of course.
Four.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But then the Baxter building.
And then
though.
I was what Ali was talking about. They were on the spaceship, right? So that right there is the lead up to Sword. So you have Shield, which deals with the Earthbound.
We talked about that before, Pyle.
threats.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yep, of course.
Yep.
So Sword deals with all the intergalactic stuff.
Yep.
Now, if we deal with the Fantastic Four's backstory and how they acquired their powers, they acquired their powers out in space, correct?
Yeah.
Now let's say,
another
for instance,
way.
all we saw on the spaceship were scrolls, right? So we saw Nick Fury with a whole bunch of scrolls. Who's to say that Reed Richards and the gang are not on that spaceship as well as what were their jobs, like genetic physicists or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is to say that they're not on that ship? So we see, the next during the next phase, or maybe possibly phase 5, hopefully in phase 4, them acquiring their powers because they're on that ship, dealing with some type of threat that's out there, whether it be Galactus or one of those guys.
That's my dream, bro. Get fucking.
That could be a
Galactus
possible origin now to another origin, obviously, to the Fantastic Four. I was just trying to put all that together.
No, I mean those are all great points, Willie. I mean,
Wait.
there's so many possibilities here. There's so many opening entry ways that they can think of, and they can go with.
Sorry, can
Like,
I saw what Willie was talking about. Can I share a screen? You guys want to see this?
yeah,
Yeah.
do it, man. Because I didn't notice it. I
I
want to see
didn't
it
know
too.
this either. Good call, Willie. Wait, let me do a share screen real quick. Sorry, guys. Again, this is my first time doing this shit. Share. There you go. You see this? You see this?
Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
Welcome. This is what you're talking about. Is this the building?
Uh-huh.
Is that this is the start build? I could tell. Background: Avengers Tower under construction. I like that, baby. So that there is that Easter egg. But in the comics, though, it's the Baxter Building is the home. Let's show the Baxter Building.
Yeah.
Baxter Building. You know what they missed though? They should have pushed for Fantastic Four in Phase 4. You know what I mean?
Right.
They could have just
Definitely.
that could have been that. Well, it does look like the Avengers Tower from this shot.
It looks a lot like it.
It's now
Yeah.
entirely possible. Yeah, but it's that's
So
speculation.
apparently Reed Richards, I don't know,
It
buys
looks a
it.
lot like, yeah.
You know another thing, because I fell down a little rabbit hole. I was looking at Black Panther, and it turns out in the comics he was married to Storm.
Yes.
So I traveled
I love
back
it. My
into
boys
the,
are
into
reading up.
yeah, I traveled back into their backstory, and it turns out that they had known each other. They were, I wouldn't say childhood friends, but they encountered each other as
As
children.
kids, yes.
So I went into Aurora's backstory and T'Challa's backstory. We all know T'Challa's backstory.
Yeah, I mean,
So
dude,
how they were childhood friends, and then grew apart, and then all of a sudden, time goes by. T'Challa ascends to the throne. Aurora becomes Storm. She discovers her mutant powers. Could be during the snap. She had that 5-year gap, and then they meet up again. Hey, what have you been doing? Oh, I'm the king now. I'm the king of fucking Wakanda. Oh, for real? Well, I'm with this group over here. Boom. She introduces T'Challa to all my friends. Oh, so you're with them? Well, I'm with this group right here. So maybe we link up and this and that. So that can be another lead into introducing some of the X-Men.
They can even fight each other. They can even fight.
They do fight each other.
They do in the comic. Yeah, they do. So that could be a great point right there. I mean, I think a lot of us would want to see that. It would kind of, and then if you add the comedic factor into it all, it could be very similar to that of Civil War, Captain America Civil War. But
how is it similar to Civil War?
Well, no, I'm saying if the Avengers and X-Men fought one another, and you add the comedic element into it, it wouldn't be so. I mean, or it could be intense. It could be so intense that you're like, "Fuck, man, are these guys going to be on the inside at some point?"
Whoever they cast as the new Wolverine, he's got to have some kind of comedic timing, because the Wolverine in the cartoon and the Wolverine in the comic, he's kind of a little funny to me. He's like he has some tongue in cheek
moments.
Well, when it comes to Scott Summers, yeah,
he's always bagging on him.
Speaking of Wolverine, there's something I want you guys to. I mean, to everyone who's listening, this is a long forgotten cartoon that only ran for like 2 seasons, I think, but it's got for me the most consistent to the comic books storylines. Here, sorry, I'm getting addicted to the share screen. Let me just share this again. Let's
do it.
Just hope. Here's the hoping this
share
shit works, right?
Share it.
Wolverine and the X-Men, dude. Really, the art is awesome. We get an Emma Frost.
Oh, nice.
We got that your Storm, and it's got like really the deepest fucking storylines. You get a Mystique there into what else? But that's something.
Yeah, Storm. You got Rogue in the back right there.
You got Rogue. You got Nightcrawler. Fucking awesome.
Nightcrawler.
Yeah, that's something. Wolverine. See, look at the art for
Yeah.
For
This one here, right? What X me out? That's you know what?
there you go.
That was my favorite one, to be honest with you.
Which one?
So this
That's
one,
where-
Wolverine became the leader.
Kinda. He's still,
Oh,
how
look
he
at
is,
Blob.
anti-hero
You
all
got-
the time.
You got Blob in there.
You're talking about the animation, right?
Yeah, the anime. Look at the Emma Frost in that, bro. Just trust me.
Yeah.
This was
Dude,
this was a time
absolutely.
when Jean Grey.
Archangel's in there.
Yeah, I don't see him here, but
In the
there he
back.
is, Angel.
It's not him in the
Still
back.
Angel.
Yeah.
And the Rogue. Oh
Blonde.
man, this was just fucking awesome. That's something. That's something that should be watched again. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Willie's gone. Willie, what happened?
Willie, where are you?
No, hold on. Let me see. Okay, there we go.
There you
My
go.
bad.
Anyway, yeah. And speaking of Phase 4, I want you to put something up, Willie. Put up the other background I
got
told you I
you.
wanted you to show. There you go. Ali, please tell me you know who that is.
It's Beta Ray Bill.
That's
There
my
you
boy.
go.
Good. That was a little bit of a curveball. So, according to the news and what we've read, Love and Thunder is gonna include fucking Beta Ray Bill, and you know who?
I'm so excited. I'm so
And
excited.
you know who they also cast recently in Love and Thunder, right? Have you heard of this?
Yep.
I am
Christian
Batman.
Bale.
I am Batman.
Bale, baby. Now here's my
You know
question:
what's
would you
Okay,
prefer
go
him
ahead, go ahead.
be the voice of Beta Ray Bill, or Beta Ray Bill, or no? He can't be Adam Warlock because Warlock has to be in Guardians, huh?
You're talking about who Christian Bale is going to play.
Would
A
you
lot
like
of there's a couple of theories. They think that he's going to be the voice of Beta Ray Bill.
That's
But then-
exactly. Or Adam
yeah,
Warlock
gonna play
in
Gorr.
Guardians.
No, but then also the mentor, the villain.
Centaur.
I mean mentor.
Centaur.
Mentor.
Yes. the dude with the
Centaur.
horns.
Centaur.
I also read that he's gonna play Gorr.
Who?
Gorr the God Butcher. You guys familiar with Gorr the
No,
God
I'm
Butcher?
looking it up now as we speak.
So Gorr the God Butcher, he's one of the villains. Also, he's been a villain multiple times of Thor, but his whole thing is
Gorr?
he's out to try and Thor. Gorr, Gorr.
Oh, G.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Keep
Gorr,
talking.
his whole mission in life is to kill all the gods. That's his whole mission. So his backstory
Like a
is
Thanos.
he grew up on a planet where life was really tough. His mother dies, his wife and kids die. He faithfully prays to the gods, and his prayers aren't answered. He gets kicked out of his village. He gets outcast because he starts turning his back on the gods, and they find it as his being blasphemous. So he gets kicked out.
That's him.
That's him.
Yeah.
So he starts wandering the desert, and then finds two gods fighting. One is already dead. The other god is the god of the symbiotes. So we're talking about Venom.
Ooh.
Well,
whose
here's
blade-
the thing about that. Like, I'm looking at his powers right now. Alien symbiote grants. Okay, so he's got superhuman strength, durability, and endurance. Virtual immortality, limited shape shifting and camouflage. I guess limited shape shifting and camouflage. And again, that's another entry, because what are the Skrulls doing on that ship, and what are the Skrulls doing on planet Earth? And obviously, they're working together with.
They're refugees. The Skrulls are refugees.
I know they're refugees, but what I'm saying is, they're supposed. Obviously, there's going to be a big war coming about. It's going to happen, where there's just going to be this epic battle in space, and you know that the Skrulls are going to be involved in that. They're going to be involved with that, and it looks like the Skrulls are going to be, I guess, good guys. They're going to be aligned with,
That's the thing.
superhero.
That's one of the things. One of the changes that the MCU has done that I kind of agree with. That not agree with. They accept it, because in the comics the Skrulls are evil, right? They're part of.
They're evil. They're bad. Yeah.
They're bad
They're
guys.
bad.
Here they're good, and I'm like, okay, I can buy that for now.
Yeah.
For now, right? We're cool. I'm cool with that.
Well, they the MCU is always flipping, because you look at the Cronins. You know who the Cronins are, right?
The Cronin?
Yeah, the Cronin. So we're talking about Korg. You know who Korg is?
Yes.
Yeah,
We're talking about Thor's video game buddy.
Yeah.
So in Dark World, I think Thor fights a Cronin. To me, he's much bigger than Korg, but he's a dude that he spins his hammer and then hits it up into his head and then just explodes.
There
him.
you go.
That's Cronin.
This is it.
Yeah.
Cronin.
Yeah. So then all of a sudden he destroys that Cronin, and now he's best friends with the Cronin, obviously under different circumstances. But everything that we've been hearing about what Taika Waititi said about the movie, it's all leading towards Gorr being the villain. And I'm not saying that Christian Bale is going to play Gorr. I'm hoping he plays Beta Ray Bill, because at one point Beta Ray Bill was kind of a villain.
Yes.
Because he thought Thor was an enemy, because he put off this glow, kind of like the same aliens that were attacking his ship. Because the same thing, Beta Ray Bill, he was also a refugee. So for a short while, he was a villain, because we always looked at Thor as being the good guy. So that can happen. We could say Christian Bale is going to be a villain until he aligns with Thor. They find out that.
But here's a question though. Do we prefer Christian Bale and his amazing fucking acting? We all agree he's an amazing actor.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Do we reduce him to a voice over, or do we want to see him like in full human form or whatever makeup? Right? You know what I mean?
Either way, it's a win. It's a win-win both ways, pal.
Yeah.
Look,
that's true.
When you think of Rocket, and what a tremendous job Bradley Cooper did.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then also Thanos.
Groot.
No, but then Thanos is motion captured. See, that's the difference, though. Motion,
Well, no, I mean, if they could do something like that, because I think at the end of the day, all of us want to see Christian Bale.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see him on the big screen, and because let's just face it, he's a little short. Okay.
Christian Bale.
I don't know how tall the guy is. How tall is he?
Short, Christian Bale is 6'2", man.
He's not fucking 6'2", man.
I look it up. He's 6'2". Christian Bale, height. He's 6'2", man. I researched all the Batman's.
All right, let me give you the facts of everything. Well, not everything, but of the things that Taika Waititi said is going to be happening in Love and Thunder. First of all, he talked about there's going to be star sharks or space sharks, whatever you want to call them. Okay. And what the comics tells us is that space sharks they stay around Gorr's planet or Gorr's world. So space sharks, basically what they do is they were feeding off of all the scraps. They were scavengers, feeding off of all the dead gods that Gorr has killed. Another thing is, going back to the comics, is that it took three or four Thors to defeat Gorr, and we're gonna see 2 Thors in this coming movie.
We should, because we get Lady Thor.
So
we get Lady Thor.
So that kind of harkens back to the comic, where it's going to take more than 1 Thor to defeat, this villain.
Let's put Jane Foster up on. She's hot.
She is hot. That's why. See.
Let's take a look at Jane Foster, the comic version. Let's take a look at Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman,
of course. Wait, I want to say something with Lady Thor first. In the comics, how Lady Thor is introduced is, they make Thor unworthy. There's a comic book called The Unworthy Thor, and then he loses Mjolnir. And upon picking up,
and this goes back to Gorr again.
How?
It all goes back to Gorr. Okay, so Nick Fury whispers something into Thor's ear, right? Okay. So he whispers. I'm going to tell you what he whispers. So spoiler alert for all the fans out there. He says Gorr was right. Now.
Where? Rewind. Where did he say that?
Yeah. Where was this? So we can show.
Okay, so this was in the comics. This was in the comic book, where Nick Fury whispers this into Thor's ear. So this happens because Gorr, his whole purpose in life is to kill the gods. Why? because he feels like the gods aren't needed. The gods never answered their prayers. It's not the gods only cared about themselves. So he's like, I'm going to kill all the gods because we don't need them. So basically, Nick Fury whispers into Thor's ear saying, Gorr was right. Now Gorr, and now we all know Thor. He's always had issues with himself. Am I worthy? His whole thing is about being worthy. His purpose in life, which is what caused him to become fat in Endgame.
Yeah.
So this all ties into his whole mental state. He's shaky, so he becomes unworthy, right? We don't know if it's going to happen the same way they do in the comics, but he becomes unworthy. The Mjolnir, Mjolnir's gone, so we don't know where Mjolnir is going to come from.
See, that's my question though. But in the end of Avengers Endgame, right?
He got it back.
He got it back.
No, Mjolnir got sent back.
Oh yeah, no. Right.
Mjolnir got sent back.
Yeah.
We don't know.
With him, right?
Yeah.
Captain America took
we
it
don't
back.
know.
Right.
We don't know where Mjolnir is going to come from. We also don't know where Jane Foster went. So this could be alternate reality Jane Foster from another multiverse. This can be Jane Foster from another timeline. We don't know. But either way,
what's wrong with the current Jane Foster? We can use.
They're going to have to come up with a storyline on where she went.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't want
why
them,
she's gone.
I don't want them to do multiverse.
Because
did she die in the snap? Because if she
we don't know.
Yeah.
So
we just know
need
that
to
they
come up
broke
with
up.
two things.
Remember in Infinity War.
So they need to come up with two things, and these two things need to align. Where was Jane Foster, and where did Mjolnir come from?
That's
how is Jane Foster now worthy?
Again, this is where Love and Thunder can connect with Doctor Strange in the multiverse.
Yeah, but I don't want them to use that as a crutch all the time. You know what I mean? It's always a multiverse. If you do that, then fucking bring back Cap and Tony from the movie.
And Tony, yeah.
But then there's talk about Tony Stark coming back. So
we'll see.
Who knows, man? Who knows where all of this is going to go?
Well, that script that Taika Waititi had at the back, I think that was just an April Fool's joke. I think.
Which one?
So he was giving his little.
Oh yeah, no, that is an April Fool's.
What's that?
Okay,
I don't know this.
Okay.
What's this? I want to see it.
Go ahead and put it up there.
So
what do I put?
So yeah, Taika Waititi was what should he search for? Talking about Love and Thunder, something like that.
Love and Thunder,
or the teaser script.
Yeah,
April Fool's. Let's just put
April Fool's joke. Yeah, April Fool's.
I didn't see this. I didn't catch this.
Yeah.
Which one? Look at the guns on that motherfucker. Which one was it?
So he has a part in that script talking about Tony having a conversation with Thor. Is it saying Thor saying to Tony, "I thought you were dead."
You're dead, yeah.
Tony saying, "I'm here, motherfucker. Let's fucking kick some ass or some shit."
Put Taika Waititi, April Fool's joke.
Script.
Tony Stark returning.
There you go. Tony Stark returning. Tony Stark. Up.
Taika Waititi's a funny guy, man.
I love him, bro.
And he's a genius, man.
Have you guys seen Jojo Rabbit?
No, I heard
he
of
won
it.
for that, bro. He won a script screenplay.
Here it was. Taika Waititi jokes that Tony Stark is alive.
There you go.
You know what's another possibility is the Loki series. We know Loki's time traveling, right? With the Tesseract.
Yeah.
He's not time traveling.
Loki,
we just think that he's in another dimension.
Well, you know what?
He's traveling somewhere.
Just going back on Endgame, and you brought up this point, Bale, about how because you didn't like Endgame so much because of the time travel aspect.
Yeah.
And I mean, I enjoyed it, but I understand where you're coming from. You know why? Because as much as the Russo brothers explained shit that a lot of fans had questions of, they did a really good job of explaining a lot of the questions, actually all of the questions that were asked. The problem that I had with Endgame is you open up a lot of alternate realities, whether you're trying to or not.
Exactly.
Because think
It's
about it.
messy.
What happens to Captain America when he fights the other his basically fighting himself? He takes the Tesseract. He's unconscious. What happens to that Captain America?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. And then with what happens with Quill? Quill, he gets knocked out by
Okay, I got an answer for you.
Wait, Quill?
because
What happened to Quill?
no, wait, hold on. You think about all the events that took place after Quill got that sphere with the Infinity Stone.
Yeah. When
right?
they were exactly.
He would have so he would have never met Gamora.
Exactly.
Gamora would have never been asked by Thanos to go seek out that to go intercept. Is that right?
No, but remember their
he probably would have never met the Guardians of the Galaxy.
No,
he would have never.
Remember that their justification was what Cap supposedly did was he returned it from the time it disappeared. It would have appeared to disappear for like only seconds.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah,
remember?
Got it.
But still, it's weak.
And
but
events.
Wait a minute though. Okay, so let's say he did. Okay, he does that, but still, okay. So will that still stop what's supposed to transpire?
No, what happens is when you change events from the past, it doesn't affect the future of that timeline. It spins off into an alternate timeline.
Yeah.
So now you'll end up having multiple timelines.
Yeah, wait, hold up. Remember when the Hulk was talking to what's the bald lady's name again? The fucking magic whatever.
I know you're talking about.
What's her fucking name? Yeah. I'm blanking. But they were talking on it. They were on the rooftop, and then he says, and then he says that you create branches. So what he says is, but what if you bring that was their visual explanation of it, right? You bring that stone back from where it was.
The ancient one.
Thank you.
Yeah, the ancient one.
Which we could also get into, Ali. Remember that video with
that? Yeah. Does it delete that branch? Does it remove the branch?
That branch deletes because you bring it back. That was their logic. But I'm like, to me, if you're gonna do that, then why don't you just go to? You remember, Rhodey went. Why don't we just go back to when Thanos was a kid?
Yeah, and just like that would have been a lot easier, right?
Exactly. So that's why I really, really don't like Endgame. Compared to Infinity War, you show me all these things, and then I don't know. I don't want to get into trouble because one of the guests were trying to get worked on those films.
Okay, yeah, you don't want to offend this guy.
Yeah. Shout out to Rodney. I gave him a heads up. Rodney from the Bale. He's also Filipino. I met him. I sent him like a message.
But going back and killing Thanos as a baby wouldn't affect their present timeline.
Exactly.
It would just span off into another timeline. So they needed to get all the stones in the present with them to do, the whole snap thing.
Exactly. Yeah. But remember the points.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Kinda. It's a cheat. It's a writing cheat. But what I dislike with
it's different.
Yeah, it's different. But what I dislike with Endgame is the time travel because it was lazy. They gave us the same effects we've seen. We've already seen. Well, me personally, I've seen Avengers 1 so many times, and you give me that scene again. I've seen Infinity War so many times, and you give me the same battle. I mean, there's nothing new. You didn't introduce anything new. It was a lazy cut and paste of the same fucking scenes we've seen 1,000 times, and this is how you end it. One, I hated sorry to reiterate this, but I hated the fact that Cap goes back and lives a different life. That's when things should get fucked up, right? The butterfly effect and all that.
But he ends up also back in the present as Old Man Cap.
As Old Man Cap. So what happens to the other?
Like, how does he know to go back to that time if he ends up?
Because he's already lived it. He's already lived it.
He knows which time.
He already lived it.
I'm just saying, man. Like that would have been. Well, okay, all right. I mean, we're talking about Captain America here. But what I would have liked to see. I would have liked to see Adam Warlock. Kind of, come in and
there you go.
He would have been the only one powerful enough to handle Thanos.
Yeah, that would have been the dream.
He takes the Infinity Gauntlet, snaps everything back into place.
Right.
Right.
That would have been.
But
Doesn't
then
Adam
again,
Warlock start off as a bad guy?
but then you
At
would
the start,
but,
yes.
but then well he had his ulterior motives in Infinity Gauntlet. But
He did.
the thing is we wouldn't have been able to see the Avengers that died in Infinity War come back until he's done defeating Thanos. And that wouldn't have just unless he did that before. But I don't know. Anyways, we'll never know.
Yeah.
We're never going to be able to figure that one out. But let's just move forward here. So what do we have so far?
We got Love and
We
Thunder.
have
We got the X-Men. I
Love and
want to go
Thunder.
back to Beta Ray Bill first, real quick.
Okay,
Beta Ray
one
Bill.
sec. Let me. Hey man, let me
Go.
take a leak.
Go. Like I said, the world will stop when Ali's taking a leak. Well, I'll continue with the
Yeah.
Beta Ray Bill. Remember in
Oh.
Infinity War, Thor
Yes.
had another.
Yes.
Thor had
Yes,
another hammer, which is
Stormbreaker,
Stormbreaker.
which is right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
That is his baby.
So let's go. Where you want to wait for Ali before we go into the history of Stormbreaker?
I know.
With regards to the
Fucking Ali
comics?
took a break. What am I supposed to do, right? God damn it. How long is that league gonna take?
It's
man?
this right here. It gets me so excited talking about this stuff, man.
Yeah, man. Are you drinking, Willie? Cheers. I'll drink too, man. First
Oh
one.
no, this is just tea. This is just
Oh,
tea.
looks like beer.
Yeah. I'm a liquor ban. I ain't trying to get in trouble out here. I ain't trying to have the police come to me.
Liquor
You
ban
see
doesn't
that?
mean
You
you
see
can't
the?
drink.
Did you see the video of those people getting marched through the street
No,
barefoot?
no.
So apparently, the poorest of the poor,
Okay.
I might get bashed for this.
No,
We're
go.
giving 8,000 pesos because of the lockout, which
Okay.
is great that the local government is taking care of these people.
Okay.
Now, apparently, with that 8,000 pesos, they bought liquor, alcohol, whatever. In the picture, it looked like they were drinking Red Horse.
Okay.
So you're given money, obviously, to buy your essentials, whether it be food, whether it be medicine,
Exactly.
diapers if you have kids, milk, and then they
Essentials.
go out and they go out and buy beer.
But where do you buy beer? Because when me and my dad go to the grocery.
I'm pretty sure they got like some corner spots that will sell beer. But then they had the big liter bottle,
The mucho.
the mucho, yeah.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah. So they rounded up a whole bunch, maybe about 30 to 40 people, and they were
Where
just
is
marched
this?
through the street barefoot.
What area?
I don't know what city. I just saw the video. I think it was on Facebook. I saw
Man,
it.
here's a funny statistic. There was a time also where I worked for Ginebra,
Mhm.
Ginebra San Miguel. I was in sales. I was a sales trainee. It was around Christmas time, and it was also a time where we increased the price of gin, specifically Ginebra.
Ooh, you guys got shit, huh?
No. Here's the thing. Here's the statistic I want to share. Because I was going around in the stores, right? The sales of rice went down in the sari stores because we increased our price.
Because motherfuckers was spending all their rice money on.
Exactly,
Man,
and that was like,
that's sad.
It was sad
That's
for me,
sad.
especially, and this was
That's
Christmas time, and I was like, am I working for the right fucking company here, man? Shit.
What happened?
I was
Yeah.
I was working for Ginebra. We increased our price for gin. And what the sari stores did, the statistics, because I would visit the sari stores, right? And what they would keep on telling me is the sale of rice went down because our price went up. So people are buying booze over fucking rice. Goddamn priorities,
That's sad,
people.
man.
It's sad, man. That's when I was
That's
like,
sad.
I can't take this. I can't.
Unless all those motherfuckers went keto. Shit.
I doubt it.
Right, Ali?
Keto. What the fuck you eating, bro?
You do keto, Ali? You do keto?
The only time I do keto is when I want to try to get ripped up. I'm taking a break from that shit right now.
Right now, it's
don't
a
need-
break time.
On a
Still work
strict-
out.
All right, Ali. So, Ali, while you went to take a piss, we were about to expound on a topic.
Yeah. We're about to hit fucking Beta Ray Bill. And
Beta Ray
how
Bill.
You do
Yeah.
know what's the name of Beta Ray Bill's hammer?
It's well, I believe it's Stormbreaker, right?
There you
Correct.
go.
Correct.
There you go, yeah.
Correct.
And
Correct.
what
So
was Thor's hammer in Infinity Endgame? Was also Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker. Yeah.
So
right
this is
there.
just another great example of how the MCU likes to kind of twist things up. So so I'm
I'll
gonna
let you
go
take this.
back to how Thor lost Mjolnir in the first place. So he fights against Hela, right? Hela breaks his hammer,
Uh-huh.
right? Hela has a huge similarity to Gorr, and I'm not going to get into that, but
Mhm.
they, infinite ammunition, weapons are similar because it's a symbiotic type of weapon. So that they share she shares similarities with Gorr in that aspect.
Mhm.
Now, veering away from the MCU and getting directly into Beta Ray Bill, since we have not yet seen him
Yep.
in the MCU, except for during Ragnarok.
We got
Now,
that
this is
Easter egg in the
another
Colosseum.
this is another
Colosseum,
Easter egg at the Colosseum. So there's a sculpture of his head at the Colosseum.
Yeah,
So
that's sure.
he's with us
Shit, Thanos
in
is
the
up there
MCU.
also.
He's with us in the MCU,
Yep.
which means he had spent time in Sakaar. Okay.
He was also like a gladiator / slave.
Yeah.
This
So
is
he
it,
was a
there,
gladiator
right
in Sakaar.
That's a boy right there. Man, I
So-
really want to buy a figure of this guy, man. That's him. That's the bet. Or is it just his class? What's his class of people again? Is it the court? No, not the.
Here, hold on. Let me look that up.
Well, Willie, are you familiar with this real story and how he got
Yeah.
Stormbreaker?
Yeah.
Can you tell that story?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I am.
So I'm gonna go with the story of Beta Ray Bill and how he got Stormbreaker. So he's fighting. He's on his spaceship. His people, they're basically refugees,
Yes.
right? Now his spaceship gets attacked by
Thor.
I want to say I don't want to say Thor. I'm getting mixed up. I got the comic book version and I got the cartoon version.
Which are
He
similar.
ends up fighting.
Either or works.
Yeah, similar. So he fights Thor, right? And
Yeah.
he basically beats Thor. He
Yeah.
defeats Thor, picks up Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
Once he picks up Mjolnir, everybody's like, whoa,
Whoa. Yeah.
nobody's supposed to be able to pick up Mjolnir. Apparently, this guy is worthy.
It's
What
worth it.
happens is he gets shot back to Asgard. He's at Asgard, and then he gets confronted by Odin. And Odin's like,
But why did he get shot back to Asgard though? Explain that.
well, because he's holding Mjolnir.
Yeah.
So he's holding Mjolnir, and it automatically takes him back to Asgard. Odin's like, what the hell? What is this guy doing in Asgard, basically? So everybody's shocked, right? And they're where's my son?
Exactly.
Have you killed my son, basically?
Uh-huh.
He goes into the story on how he needs Mjolnir. He's like, I'm going to use Mjolnir to avenge my people.
Yes.
We've been oppressed and this and that. We've been driven
Corbinite.
out of our
That's his race.
Yeah, Corbin. Yeah, Corbin. So we've
Corbin.
been driven away from our place.
Uh-huh.
And then Odin is like, nah, man, you can't use Mjolnir. That belongs to my son.
Yeah.
But Thor, Thor being the guy he is, he's like, man, go ahead, dude. You can take Mjolnir. Plus, at the same time, I'll help you. Odin is like, nah, I got a better idea. Let's go back to the dwarf.
Yep.
And let's build you a new hammer, which he builds him Stormbreaker.
Yeah.
Boom.
Woo! So we got Stormbreaker now, and then they go back
again to the MCU version.
Yeah, MCU.
Well, round of
MCU
applause.
version.
That was well told. That was well told.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
If you guys want to check out something, a specific episode, if you don't want to read the comics, it's well executed in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the cartoon. That's Earth's Mightiest Heroes. It's so much better than Avengers Assemble.
Another fun fact about the Colosseum in the cartoon version.
Here you go.
Hulk actually fights against Beta Ray Bill in the Coliseum
In the cartoon?
instead of in the cartoon movie, Planet Hulk.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Which
Yeah.
one is it?
No, just Planet Hulk.
It's
just a spin-off movie.
Yeah, Planet Hulk.
So instead of Thor fighting Hulk, it's actually Hulk fighting Beta Ray Bill, because Hulk gets sent off to another planet by the Illuminati.
Sakaar. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because-
but no, not to Sakaar. He enters a wormhole and ends up in Sakaar.
In Sakaar. He was shot through
In
because
Sakaar.
this was a time when he was really insane and he couldn't be controlled.
Yeah.
So he was sent off.
Right.
Fun fact.
So he ends up fighting Beta Ray Bill.
Fun fact about World War Hulk. Did you know that a Filipino did the art for that shit, bro?
I did not know
Yeah,
that. Man.
wait, I'll show
Talented.
you. World War Hulk was co-written by, I don't want to say because I'm not 100% sure if it's Lainil or World War Hulk. World War
Really quick segue into
Go.
another of my favorite characters in the comic version of Planet Hulk. Hulk flies off and ends up in Sakaar again, but this time fights against the Silver Surfer, I think it is.
Yes, and he becomes the Silver Savage.
This one I don't know. Yeah.
Silver
See, I
Savage.
didn't know that part.
Yeah. I'll show you. He becomes the Silver Savage. He uses his surfboard as a shield.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
man.
that was his
Sorry, I think this is the
name
one.
in the Coliseum. That was his Coliseum name?
Yeah. Wait. I can't find the Filipino who worked on it. Anyway, I want to show you the Silver Savage. Silver Savage. Since
Was that his Coliseum name?
I think so. Yeah. This was his look.
Beta Ray Bill's Coliseum name was Battling Beta Ray Bill.
Battling Beta Ray Bill. There you go. Silver Savage. That's a Silver Surfer, and he uses his shield. That's his shield. I mean, his.
Wait, I can't see anything. Hold up.
You can't see this?
No.
Oh wait. Let me
No.
share the screen. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not sharing the screen. Let me. My bad.
I see it. He has the armor on his left arm.
Yeah.
Nice.
My bad. Let me. What
Man,
am I
I swear,
doing?
once I move into my new spot, I'm gonna start my collection.
Wait, I am sharing the screen. Oh, you guys.
I don't see it.
Shit, I don't
There
see
you
it.
go. There you go. See it?
Nope.
No? Well, let's stop screen share. Do that again. Share screen. Share screen. Again, first time. See it?
There we go.
There.
Yeah.
That's
Here
the
we go.
Silver Savage,
Yeah.
bro.
Wow.
Here's another nice one.
That's a Silver Savage. Willie, another
It's got a
trivia.
little spike mace.
Yeah, because I'm a big Silver Surfer fan. He's one of my favorites growing up. What is Silver
Right.
Surfer's real name?
Orin Rad?
Close enough. Norin Red.
Orin? Norin.
With a
There
N.
you go.
My boy really loves it.
Norin Rad.
What is?
You know, when I was delving into Galactus' story,
Oh yeah.
man, he's not okay. Yeah, he eats worlds, but he does it because if he doesn't do that, he dies.
He
Right?
dies.
Am I correct? So
Yep.
does that make him a bad person or a bad
Oh.
a bad character?
Oh.
He's trying to survive, man.
I mean, he's just trying to survive, and I'm just trying to eat out here, dog.
It's like you're comparing that to a crocodile, you know?
I'm just trying to eat.
So,
Crocodile
I mean, if
tries to eat
if I gotta-
you, does that make the crocodile a bad animal? No.
nah,
it's
that just
trying to
makes the
survive.
crocodile the crocodile.
Same with a fucking shark. You know?
that is a good question.
So
is he a
so
bad
what kind
guy?
of villain does that make Galactus? Right?
A unique kind of villain who we can introduce in
I mean,
fucking
it's
phase
a
4.
necessity.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a quick question for you guys. All right,
Go.
so you've seen Korg, right?
Yep.
And Korg is made up of purely rock.
Yep.
Right? I think you know where I'm going with this. Who wins in a fight?
Thing.
Ben Grimm
Ben
or
Grimm.
Korg? Who wins that fight?
Let me see. Because Ben Grimm versus Hulk, because Hulk is like the strongest, okay? right? He's like invincible.
Yeah.
Ben
Yeah, the
Grimm,
the
I'm
madder he
not-
gets, the stronger.
the stronger he gets. But Ben Grimm is just rock, and Korg is just rock too.
Hmm.
I think I'll just for favorite's sake, I can't think of a justification. Other than remember how Korg was falling apart beside Meek. You know, like things were falling off.
Yeah,
of
rocks
him.
was falling off.
Rocks are falling off of him. So maybe in that way it shows that he's destructible compared to the thing who we don't really see fall apart. So
Oh
maybe
yeah, he's getting smashed. His head smashed in by a train
exactly.
or
So,
by a helicopter.
so if I were to
Helicopter
justify
propeller.
that, maybe that's the only way
So a thing.
he fucking wins. I'd go with the thing. Ali,
Okay.
where your money at? Korg
I
or
don't
Ben
know.
Grimm? Pick one, y'all.
I like Korg.
You like Korg?
It's just he's from outer space, man. Just fucking, yeah.
Yeah.
I like Korg just because he's funny as hell.
And Korg, yeah, that too.
This is my man. This is my man Meek.
Yeah.
And his voice by
Meek's-
Taika also.
Like, you know what's funny about that? I was
Meek's-
trying to figure
Meek's
out.
dead?
Remember when they were coming through the portals? When they were coming to back up Captain America and Iron Man and Thor. I couldn't. And when New Asgard showed up, I couldn't figure out who that robot was. It went. Whoosh. Remember that?
Meek, wasn't that?
But that was Meek. Yeah.
Meek had the swords in his
Had the
hands.
sword
Yeah,
hands.
because he goes, you put him inside that robot, whatever, and then he can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see Meek's actual body though, right? His actual body's
Yeah,
only like
yeah,
this big.
Sitting on.
He's
He
like a
was sitting
little.
on the couch. Remember that?
Yeah,
Didn't,
giant
didn't
bug.
Korg think he was dead at first? Didn't Korg think he was dead?
he thought he was dead.
Ragnarok?
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, he's like Meek's dead, and then Meek just starts fucking squealing.
Yeah.
This is my man Meek. This is my man Meek.
Yeah.
He's like, I love.
I
Korg's
really
character.
like what they've done with the characters. I really do.
I love how Taika's treating all of them, man.
Yeah.
In Taika, I trust. I mean, I don't always agree with his tastes. He's got like a dark sense of humor. If you guys watch Jojo Rabbit, you'll understand where I'm coming from.
Mhm.
Because just watch it first, and then you'll understand. Like for example, What We Do in Shadows. I didn't really like. It was too. I mean, I get it. It's dark humor. I didn't even get to watch the whole thing. I'm like, not my thing. Did you guys watch that? What We Do in Shadows?
No.
That's also a Taika Waititi joint.
Does that rub off also on Ragnarok?
No, it's a separate movie, man.
Because he didn't write the script on Ragnarok, but he's writing. I think he's writing the script now with
With
Love and Thunder. He's writing the script. I'm not sure on that, but I think he didn't write Ragnarok.
It's going to be hilarious. I loved Ragnarok. I loved the way Thor was portrayed in that movie. Just it made things so lighthearted, and
yeah, and
I was entertained throughout the entire movie, man.
And
I
it's
was
got
really
awesome emotional beats too. Like the brother.
Yeah.
That scene where they were in the elevator, and he's like, "You're not gonna stop me." I'm like, no, brother. For once, I just accept you for who you are. You think that I never, some shit like, you think I never loved you, but I've always loved you. I'm like, wow, that's a cool beat between the two bros. Watching that. Yeah. What else we got? We got something else? Or we want
I think
What do you
that's
got, Pete?
Let's wrap that up, man. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us, everyone. Boys,
Yeah.
gracias.
Thank you.
And just to cap it up, if you want some more Beta Ray moments, catch Marvel's Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I forget which episode, just look it up. I found it on YouTube. I wanted to click it, but we were too busy fucking throwing shit out there. Good episode, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you so
man.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. I'm your host again, Alpha Hardo.
Ali Peak.
You got Willie Wilson.
Adios.
Peace.